Welcome back, John Morris Show on a Wednesday. Look who's here. Look who's back in Waco. How many nights have you slept in your bed at home in the past 2 weeks?
So that stretch where, I went from Cali to Fayetteville and now back home. So there was literally only, I slept in my bed two nights there.
Then you were gone again.
I've been back serving on jury duty. But yeah, so those 2 nights were all I was home.
Glad you're here.
Thank
you're
you.
leaving again next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
The team is leaving Sunday.
Okay.
I'm going to wait and leave Tuesday. I think that's when Kevin Washington is going to leave too. But we'll head up that way to Eugene. The meet starts Wednesday.
Cool. That's the NCAA Outdoor Championships. Yeah. We'll get to that. But Jerry Hill, off jury duty. How was it? And thank you for your civic duty. Mm-hmm. Yes.
John, I will say I went into it with the attitude, there is no way I'm going to serve on this jury.
Right.
And I think, because I even had that comment with Tommy Witherspoon, who used to be at the trip. I think if I was at the trip, I would not have.
I'm sure that's true.
I think I would have been. And they say they don't select the jury. Uh-huh. They select whoever's left after all the. Okay. So, but I don't think I would have served.
I think you're right.
So I went in with a very negative attitude. I think because it was only a day and a half, it was actually interesting.
Yeah.
And it was good that I was able to do it and be done with
it. I've said that I like seeing the process work. Yep. When I'm called to jury duty, I wouldn't maybe like it as much if I was picked and it was a long trial or something, but yours went pretty quick. So it was one day of jury selection.
So it was that
Monday.
Morning we did jury. There's 4 trials going on.
Okay.
So we had a panel of about 250 or something.
Okay.
So you're in a big room, jury conference room or something like that. And then that's where they basically assign you. I had already gotten a deal that said I was going to be in 414th district court. So I knew that's where I was headed. So you get your badge, you get your instructions, all that. And then you go up to the court, and that's when they go through the process. There were 50. Well, I say that. There were 49 in ours because apparently one was a runner.
Oh, really?
Just didn't show up.
Oh, really?
I knew everybody was checked.
Yeah.
So I know there was 50.
Yeah.
They were supposed to go to the room. One of them didn't show up.
Oh, man.
Well, and they told us later, if it's up to the judge, but he could actually issue a bench warrant.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, so there are 49 of us, and then they select 12, or they don't select 12. They take the 12 leftovers, I guess.
Yeah.
But we were numbered. So I was number 5.
Okay.
I figured if it got to that point, I was going to be selected because they literally start with 1.
Do they? So that makes a difference. What number you have?
What number you are. Because I even said something to, I guess it was the prosecuting attorney. I said, so if I'd been in the 40s, there's no way. And he said, yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So I was 5. So yeah, I was selected.
How are those numbers assigned?
Random, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, I walked in. I was. You have a little plaque, and that's how they address you.
Yeah.
Doing the. Is it
number 5?
Oh yeah. Or,
what is that?
There's some
Boudoir?
French word.
Yeah.
But during that, they address you as number 5.
Okay.
And the judge said, "We know you have a name, but this is just their best way to." So we went through that process.
And what are some of the questions they ask?
So
Yeah,
because of the case, and it was a drug possession case. I can talk about it now.
Yeah. Don't talk too much about it.
Could not talk to JMo during that time, but so it was a drug possession case, and so they're going to ask you questions about could you, and so like the case we were dealing with was more than 1 gram, less than 4. And then there was a lesser deal of less than 1 gram. So they would ask you, say, on something like this, could you give 10 years? Could you give as low as 2 years? That kind of stuff. And that really probably eliminated quite a few people.
Oh, okay.
And then they ask you, have you had, personal issues or family issues and stuff like that. So there were ways out of it that I didn't take.
I got you.
So I just, so
good for you.
We were selected, went and had lunch that day, and then you start the process. It was very quick, John. I mean, we got started, I I want to say it was like 2:00 that afternoon where we actually got started with the case. And I thought we were going to end that day.
Really?
Like they were to closing. They'd had 3 witnesses, I guess. And they were to closings or going to have closings at right about 4:00. And he dismissed us. You're coming back at 9 a.m.
Oh, man.
Great.
Yeah.
So went home and got back up there at 9. And we were delayed a little bit. And it was to add that charge of what the lesser penalty was. So it was less than 1 gram. It was 6 months to 24 months.
Okay.
So we were given that charge, and you could basically you decide the guilt. Did he have it? Did he, was he in possession of it? And then you decide. And it was splitting hairs, but it was 1.05 grams.
Yeah, you told me that. It was right on the line. Wasn't
and
it?
there's a plus minus deal of it could have been as low as 0.93 up to 1.17 grams.
Too much information.
I know.
Too much information.
I was telling my wife some of it, and she was like, "Okay, that's enough about that. Let's talk about something
Let's move on. Let's
anyway,
move
we
on.
were given that charge, and so we came back with that, and then we were going to come back and sentence, but the defendant agreed to let the judge make the final sentencing. So
and you were out,
and he came in and said, "Good news and bad news."
Yeah.
I don't know if there was any bad news,
Yeah.
but that the defendant had decided to let him decide on the length of the service. So yeah, we were let go, and we actually had another lunch. I seriously, John, when y'all had the JP tour yesterday, and I was planning on being there. I was thinking, okay, we're going to do closing. We'll get it done. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
But we went to lunch, got back at 1, I believe it was. And then, it was pretty much done after that. Well, we had to make the decision.
Gotcha.
And then we were done. So.
Gotcha. Well,
and we talked a lot of jury.
Thank you.
Jerry Hill.
Jerry Hill signing off from
Yes.
McLennan County Courthouse.
Yes.
I man John Gimbel there?
I didn't see John.
Okay.
There was obviously a big case going on down the hall.
Maybe he was there.
I did not hit. I think it was 19th. I don't know which one he's in.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that one was taking a lot of the attention. That was where a lot of the news folks were.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Right. All right. Moving on.
Moving on.
Back from Fayetteville. How was your trip to Fayetteville?
It was interesting. So Kevin Washington, basically our chaplain, athletics chaplain, he's got a lot of other titles, but
and he's the sport administrator,
for track and field. So him and I drove up on Wednesday of last week, and it was raining the whole time, literally the whole time. But no, it was a great trip, John. I mean, track meets are fun. Like you can have delays and stuff, but this was very well run there at Arkansas. And I don't know if you'd remember the name, Sean Price. He used to be at A&M. So he's at Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
And he's their, SID. So
oh, okay.
He was who I dealt with on everything.
Yeah.
So it was cool. And it's funny because, whether it's home meets or just other meets, I've only been the track SID for a year, but you get to know people.
Yeah,
so that's kind of thing. That's kind of cool
fun.
too, is you get to see some of those people again. So that was neat.
Bring up memories going to Fayetteville, because we used to go there pretty regularly.
Oh my gosh, yeah, a lot of memories, John. Vietnam. Yeah. I mean, probably the most memorable trip was, I believe it was 92.
Yes.
For the football game there.
Last time we played football there.
Yeah. John Werner and I had to walk, it felt like 5 miles to the stadium from the media parking. And that was the one I specifically remember, but there's been a lot of trips. They've actually hosted an NCAA national championship in track and field. So I've been there for that. But yeah, I've been in and out of Arkansas
a lot. I'm sure. Good representation is the number 11 from Baylor that are moving on.
11 total entries.
Yeah.
If you include the relay members, I believe the number is closer to 17, something like that, because there would be 3 each off of both of those other relays that didn't go in individual events. So I think that's right. I think it's 17, and then you add alternates or subs in there. So close to 20 people that are going, but 11 entries or entrants.
Yeah. I was watching with great interest the female pole vaulters. Baylor had 3 in the regional and 2 moved on, but came really close to Alencia Lentz, advancing also.
Yeah, I told you about that yesterday, that in the East, there's two regions. So in the East, their highest mark where they got it, where it was done, was 14 feet. They had several advance on 13.10. Valencia went 14.2.5. And then there was basically a jump off because I think there were 9 or 10 that had gone 14.6.5, and that included Molly Haywood and Tinley Kuhn. And so then they basically had a jump off of everybody that had missed at 14.6.5, and now you're still trying at 14.6.5. So if she'd gotten that, if she'd been one of the first to get that, she would have been in. But I think she finished 14th. 12 go to nationals. So
that's
that was
tough.
That close to having 3 pole vaulters at nationals.
Right. That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, the other 2 are on. Tell me about the men's 4x4.
Yeah.
I think had a season best time, didn't they?
They did. So they had a season best at the Big 12, won the Big 12 title. The best they had run up until Big 12 was like 3:05 something.
Wow.
They ran 3:02.90 at Big 12, won it. And there was some other stuff going on at the Big 12 where you had some teams fall, you had some teams disqualified and all that, dropped the baton, but Baylor won the 4x4 title there at the Big 12s. And then this one, I think they went in with pretty good position and confidence because of running that. And they were in the same heat. It was the first heat, and they were with Tech and USC. And so Baylor, I'm not sure Baylor ever led.
Okay.
But Tech just barely had them the whole time. And then USC kind of came out of nowhere. They were, I don't even think they were third going into that last, leg of the relay, but USC passed Tyler Honeyman, the anchor, right at the last second. But all of them were like 3:02, 4, 3:02.7, 3:02, or USC was 3:02.61.
Okay.
We were
That close,
3:02.7.
yeah.
So I think they go in even now with some you finished third in your heat.
Yeah.
But I think they go in with confidence that they can make the final, which would be huge. I believe I had looked it up, and I don't think they've made the final since 21. But I mean, if you think about it, John, if you remember, they had a streak there with Coach Hart, obviously, where I believe it was a 23-year consecutive streak. And I think he even disputes that. He thinks it. Now, I will say there was some times where either they made the final and were disqualified, or didn't finish or whatever. So there may have been some other times in there, but the official placing in the final was like 89 through, I guess it would have been 2011.
Wow.
That they made it to the finals of the 4x4 at nationals. So
pretty cool.
Incredible streak.
And your story, the headline was sum of the parts is greater than the individual, something like that. But that's true. And with these guys on that relay.
That's exactly right, John, because I think this is right. And I probably misspoke that earlier. None of the 4 individuals on that made any of the individual events.
Right.
So,
right.
And really, so Malik Franklin and Aaron Spencer both made at least to the quarterfinals of the 400. Tyler, who am I missing?
I don't know. I'd have to read your story.
Yeah,
again.
you'd have to go back and read my story. But anyway, the other 2 legs, they weren't even in individual events at the NCAA West prelim. So incredible that does sum them up. They are better. The parts are better than the sum. So I give them a lot of credit. And I did look up, there were some other teams that, don't have, like, say, a 400-meter runner going to nationals, because you're talking about 12, relays making it to nationals. So there are a few of those that didn't have 400-meter runners advance to Oregon. But I think just the fact that none of them made it in any individual event, but yet they made it to nationals and have one of the best times in the nation. Yeah. It's incredible.
I'm just listening to you. You've become Mr. Track and Field. You really have.
I mean, my background is kind of in track. So, because my great days as an Arlington High cross-country runner, yes. And being lapped in track.
But you led her.
In the mile and the 2 mile on the track, literally but I was always a very polite runner, John. I moved over to the right so that they didn't have to go around me to pass me.
Here, pass me, please. Let me make it easy for you.
Time. Just go ahead and go. I was a very polite, bad runner.
That's good. Oh, yes, very good. Yes. All right. The others who qualified, certainly Tyra Kelly, the 100, the 200, and the 4x1.
Yes. Yeah. 3 events. And she didn't wind up running the 4x4. And if you saw that, there was a delay. I mean, there's 2 heats left in the 4x4.
Oh, no.
It's that close to the end of the meet.
Right.
And we had a lightning delay.
Oh, no.
Here's the crazy thing about it. Arkansas got their heat in.
Oh, okay.
And then we have the delay.
The delay.
Anyway, that was so we waited out. I mean, it probably, with the delay and then, you get the all clear and all, it was probably close to an hour before you.
Yeah.
And then I think Coach Ford had already kind of made the decision. I mean, she's already in 3 events. We're probably not going to make it in the 4x4. So we actually subbed out 2 of the legs. And, so only 2 of the legs were ones that were normally on the 4x4. But anyway, they did not make it. Did we go back to, were you asking me how many people were going or what other events we were going in? You said Try in those 3.
Yeah.
So the other ones on the women's side, you mentioned Molly and Tinley in the pole vault. Janae DeGans is in the long jump. Logan Todorovich, she had already qualified. So the way they do the multi-events is the top 24 in the nation go.
Okay.
So she was in that. I think she's still ranked like 9th.
Okay.
So she had an automatic entry into Eugene. So she didn't even have to compete in the NCAA West and the heptathlon. So she had already advanced. I mentioned the 2 bow vaulters, Janae in the long jump, Ruth Camelli made it in the 10,000. She ran the 5,000 the last night, but did not make it in that. You mentioned Chirai in her 3 events, and then Serafima Lucero in the 400-meter hurdles, and she was great. I mean, she ran 2 phenomenal races.
She had a great meet, didn't she?
She was unbelievable. So she won both of her heats in both the first round and in the quarterfinals. So she didn't even run her fastest time, but this is one that basically was out pretty much the whole. Well, she got hurt right before Big 12s a year ago. So she didn't even run in this meet a year ago, and then she made it through in the 400-meter hurdles. And I think if they had all their pieces, she probably could have made it in the 4x4 too. But they just didn't have everybody ready. So that's the group making it.
All right, on to Eugene. That starts June 10th. So next week.
And I should say Demario Prince in the 110 hurdles and the 4x4 relay that you mentioned. So that's all that took on the men's side were 2 entries and then 9 entries, which matched last year's total for the women. So. Very
good. You've been to Eugene before.
Absolutely.
You've covered the meet up there. Yeah.
Just as a rider, obviously first time as a track SID, but it's great.
It's a great spot, isn't it?
It's a great meet. The only issue is, and I remember Coach Harbour used to just get tore up with this, I swear it's the allergy capital of the world.
Oh, really?
Coach Harbour, he would even prepare for it, and he would just get tore up.
Wow.
And I had forgot Brother Kevin was there. Kevin Robinson was there at the meet this time. And Trayvon Bromell was one that got really tore up with allergies.
With allergies.
It's wild.
Never heard that.
Oh yeah. I'm actually going in tomorrow to get a steroid shot.
There you go.
Just to prepare for it. Because I did have some kind of inner ear fluid type stuff. So I'm going to get that knocked out. Just to prepare for Eugene.
It's a great spot. That'll be fun.
It's wonderful.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that, we don't have any more teams that are still going.
No more teams.
Jean-Paul Hebert is our new men's golf coach. I think he's great. I think that's a great hire.
I'm looking forward to hearing the interview, John, because I just saw the little blip that they put out that him, doing it on Twitter. Just a little, kind of almost a selfie type thing. So I saw that part. So looking forward to hearing the interview. I've heard great things about him. I actually talked to Coach McGraw about him. I guess it was when I was at the NCAA Waco regional for the women. Yeah. Coach McGraw came by one of those days and we talked about him a little bit. So excited about him. I think he's a great hire. Again, you mentioned Coach McGraw and his legacy. I'd also like to, thank Coach Murphy. Just for kind of, keeping the ship going. And, we got Jonas Appel into the regional and really finished out pretty good in the spring. So I do want to thank Ryan Murphy for what he was able to do
great
this semester. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Things are starting to slow down for everybody but you.
Well, I mentioned off air, Sierra Hasagawa.
Oh, yeah.
Who was on last year's women's team. She won a mini tour pro event in Grapevine.
Nice.
So congratulations to her and good luck to her future.
Yeah, very good. Women's golf.
Yeah.
All right, man. Good to see you. I guess next week we may be remote again.
I think we'll have to be remote
Yeah.
because I think we can do Wednesday because I'm actually going in on Tuesday.
Okay.
So we should be able to keep our appointed time.
All right.
Yeah, we'll have to do it remote. One other thing.
From
I
Tracktown, USA.
I keep throwing these things in, but you mentioned Jeremy Sohan.
Yes.
It brought to mind Arthur Rhodes had that same situation one year.
He did.
Because he start? I guess he started the year with St. Louis, and ended up with the Rangers, or vice versa.
How about
but
that?
He
was going to get a ring.
Yeah, Arthur Rhodes. So he is a world, and I can't remember which of the two that he finished with. Obviously, the Cardinals won the World Series, but yeah.
How about that? That's cool. That's a great connection.
Yeah.
That's really good. All right, good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you very much. We'll connect remotely next week when you're in Tracktown, USA.
I won't be Jerry Hill next week.
You might be.
I might be.
That
Jerry
may
Hill.
stick. Have you been to Tracktown Pizza?
Oh,
you know where that is?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's a
go-to.
very well. That's a
it's
go-to.
real close to the track.
It's right, basically right across the street.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, thanks to Jerry Hill with us this morning. And take a break, final segment. We'll share some birthdays and anniversaries again when we come back. Stay with us, John Morris Show. We'll be right back.